Across the oceans, far from Bharat, the presence of Lord Ganesha stands tall as a living reminder that Sanatana Dharma is not just India's heritage, it is the world's gift. From Cambodia to Vietnam, from the volcanic mountains of Indonesia to the grand temples of Thailand, our beloved Ganesha or Vinayaka has ruled hearts and civilizations for over 1,000 years. This is not just history, it is proof that Hindu civilization once spread far and wide, shaping kingdoms, art, trade, and philosophy. When we speak of Ganesha, we are not just speaking of a deity, we are speaking of wisdom, prosperity, and the eternal dharmic values that continue to inspire the world. In today's time, when our culture is often questioned, the legacy of Ganesha across Southeast Asia reminds us of Bharat's true power. Our Dharma has no borders, and Sanatana values are eternal. Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles and the god of wisdom, is one of the most universally loved figures in Sanatan Dharma. Every Hindu, no matter where they live, begins their prayers, journeys, or celebrations with the name of Ganesha. But what many do not realize is that Ganesha's influence is not limited to India. His presence can be found all across Southeast Asia, in Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, Laos, Myanmar, and even beyond. The story of how Ganesha spread to these lands is the story of Bharat's civilizational strength, a story that proves Hinduism has always been global, uniting cultures with its timeless values of wisdom, prosperity, and dharma. The spread of Ganesha into Southeast Asia began centuries ago when Indian merchants, saints, and scholars sailed across the seas. They carried not just spices and silk, but the ideas of Sanatan Dharma. Wherever they went, they built temples, taught scriptures, and left behind idols of deities. Among these deities, Ganesha held a special place. His symbolism of beginnings, success, and wisdom made him beloved not just by Hindus but by kings, traders, and common people across Southeast Asia. In Cambodia, Ganesha became a part of the Khmer Empire's pantheon. The mighty Khmer kings like Jayavarman II, who founded the Angkor Empire, adopted Hinduism as their state religion. Temples like Phom Bangkang, Bante Sri, and Angkor itself still carries images of Ganesha carved in stone. He was invoked in royal ceremonies, harvest festivals, and temple consecrations. His idols were often placed at temple entrances as protectors, blessing both rulers and ordinary citizens. Even when Buddhism later became dominant in Cambodia, the worship of Ganesha survived, showing the adaptability of Sanatan Dharma. Further east, in Vietnam, the Cham civilization carried forward Hindu traditions with great devotion. The Cham people built magnificent temples and sculptures dedicated to Shiva, Vishnu, and Ganesha. The Cham Ganesha idols are among the finest examples of Hindu art outside India. Carved in sandstone, these statues show Ganesha with his elephant head, round belly, and sacred objects in his hands. For the Cham, Ganesha was the remover of obstacles in trade and travel, a guide for learning, and a protector of society. His worship became an inseparable part of their daily life and rituals. Indonesia is perhaps the most fascinating chapter in Ganesha's journey. Even today, in the world's largest Muslim majority country, Ganesha's presence is alive and strong. High on the rim of Mount Bromo, an active volcano, 700-year-old statue of Ganesha. The local Tengar tribe still worships him as a protector who guards them from volcanic eruptions. During annual festivals, they offer fruits, flowers, and goats to Ganesha, believing that without his blessings, the volcano could destroy their lives. This shows how deeply Hindu traditions were absorbed into local cultures, surviving even after Islam became dominant. The great Hindu Buddhist empires of Java, like Majapahit, elevated Ganesha to a divine guardian of kings and scholars. In the Prambanan temple complex, Ganesha has his own shrine alongside Shiva. Kings invoked his blessings before battles and governance decisions. Unique depictions of Ganesha in Indonesia show him seated in tantric forms, reflecting how Hindu traditions evolved uniquely in Southeast Asia. In Bali, Ganesha continues to be worshipped daily in homes and temples, showing that Hinduism remains alive and flourishing in parts of Indonesia even today. Thailand also reveres Ganesha, where he is known as Para Pikanat. He is worshipped as the god of success, learning, and the arts. Across Bangkok and other cities, shrines dedicated to Ganesha attract both Hindus and Buddhists alike. In Laos, Myanmar, and even Mongolia and Japan, Ganesha found a place in local traditions. In Japan, he is known as Kangitan and is worshipped in over 200 temples as a deity of happiness and prosperity. In Tibet, Ganesha appears in Buddhist art, showing how deeply he was woven into multiple traditions. What does this all mean for us today? It means that Sanatan Dharma is not limited by borders. The story of Ganesha in Southeast Asia is a proof that Hindu civilization was never narrow. It was expansive, inclusive, and global. While foreign invaders tried to weaken our culture in India, our dharmic values were already shaping civilizations across Asia. Even today, centuries later, the statues of Ganesha in Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Thailand stand as silent witnesses to Bharat's eternal influence. For those who question Hinduism's relevance, this history is the answer. Our Dharma has never been confined to India. It has crossed oceans, influenced empires, and survived the test of time. The worship of Ganesha in faraway lands proves that Sanatan Dharma is not just a religion, it is a civilization, a way of life and guiding force for humanity. Lord Ganesha's journey across Southeast Asia is not just history, it is a civilizational truth. From Angkor in Cambodia to Champa in Vietnam, from Prambanan in Java to Bali's temples, from Thailand's shrines to Japan's Kangatian, Ganesha continues to bless millions as the remover of obstacles, the guide of wisdom, and the eternal protector of prosperity. This is the power of Sanatan Dharma. Empires rise and fall, religions change, but Dharma survives. Ganesha's idols carved centuries ago still inspire devotion, reminding us that Hindu civilization is eternal and its values are universal. For us as Hindus, this history is not just about the past. It is a call to take pride in the heritage, to stand tall in the identity, and to remind the world that Bharat's culture has always been a light for humanity.